It was a cold winter evening in a small snowy village. The streets were quiet. Snowflakes slowly fell from the dark sky, covering the tiny houses in white. In that village lived a little girl named Lisa. She was only 7 years old, but everyone knew her because of her kind heart. Lisa lived with her grandmother in a tiny wooden house near the forest. They were poor and did not have much food or warm clothes. But Lisa always smiled. Her grandmother often told her,
Kindness is the greatest treasure a person can have.
I will remember, Grandma.
One evening, Lisa went to the bakery with a few coins her grandmother had saved. She bought a small loaf of bread and carefully held it close to her chest while walking home through the snow. The cold wind blew strongly. Suddenly, Lisa noticed someone sitting near an old broken bench. It was an old man. His clothes were torn. His hands trembled from the freezing cold, and snow covered his shoulders. Lisa slowly walked toward him. "Sir, are you okay?" she asked softly. The old man looked up weakly. "I'm just very cold and very hungry," he whispered. Lisa looked down at the bread in her hands. It was the only food she and her grandmother had for dinner. For a moment, she stayed silent. Then, without hesitation, Lisa smiled gently and placed the warm bread into the old man's hands. The old man looked shocked. "But little girl, what about you?" Lisa removed her scarf and wrapped it around the old man's neck. "My grandmother says true warmth comes from the heart." The old man's eyes filled with tears. No one had shown him kindness in a very long time. That night, Lisa and her grandmother ate only warm soup and went to sleep early because of the cold. The next morning, Lisa opened the door and suddenly gasped. Outside their tiny house were bags of food, warm blankets, fresh bread, milk, fruits, and firewood. Villagers gathered around in surprise. "Who left all this here?" they whispered. Lisa looked around confused. Then across the snowy road, she saw the old man standing quietly beside a black car. But now he looked completely different. He wore elegant winter clothes, and several people stood beside him respectfully. The old man smiled warmly at Lisa. Lisa finally understood the truth. He was not a poor, homeless man. He was a wealthy traveler who had lost his way during the snowstorm, and Lisa's kindness had touched his heart. Days passed, but the story of Lisa spread across the village. People began helping one another more. Neighbors shared food, children became kinder, even strangers smiled more often, and all because of one little girl with a kind heart. One evening, Lisa's grandmother hugged her tightly and whispered, "You see, Lisa, kindness always finds its way back." Lisa smiled softly as snowflakes danced outside the window, because deep inside her heart, she already knew that love and kindness were the most powerful things in the world. And years later, people still remembered the little girl who changed an entire village, not with money, power, or fame, but with one simple act of kindness,